friends, my name is Shayla and I just got the most amazing package in the mail. So I thought I would turn on my camera and share it with all of you. So Viz Media reached out to me and asked me if I would be interested in receiving some early copies from them. But because of shipping and things getting backed up from shipping in general, and I think they were locked down and they couldn't get into their office, so it took them a while to get it shipped out. But it's here. It's a lot. And the way it was packaged, it probably should have been in a box, not a padded envelope, because it's a lot. And the package was pretty thrashed. But let's hope and pray that everything's in good shape. So let's dive in. But first, I want to kindly thank my friends at Viz Media for this amazing package, because they spoil me so much. And I am so grateful to them for everything they do for me and for supporting everybody here at Shay Geeks Out. I'm just reaching in. All right, so the first one I grabbed is Love Me, Love Me Not Volume 6. I have already read this. I got approved for the NetGalley copy, and I absolutely love and adore the direction of the series. This is the halfway point. There's going to be 12 volumes, and I cannot wait to read more. Next in the stack is Beastars Volume 10, another one that I have read because I got approved for the early copy on NetGalley as well. I tell you, if you are not looking up Viz on NetGalley, and if you're already on NetGalley, like, you really should. They put amazing stuff on there all the time. And yes, I really like this. Oh, it's still cold from being outside. Next up is Takata and Hana Volume 16. Every time I was at the bookstore, these are in pretty good condition. The corners are a tiny bit dinged, but they're not bad. Every time I was at the bookstore, I really wanted to pick up the physical copy because I love this cover so much. But now I have it, and yay. Right here. It has a home right there. Next on the list is Shortcake Cake Volume 11. Y'all, it's so good. We only have one more volume of this one, so I'm really excited to see how it finishes up. And then I've got Snow White with the Red Hair Volume 12. Yay! It's so good. I think Volume 11 is supposed to be in this package too, but we'll see. The ever elusive Yona of the Dawn Volume 28, which I love and adore. And then I have Haikyuu Volume 42, which is the most recent volume to have come out. There's only a handful left. And so I'm really excited to own the physical copies of this. And like, you see the hint right here, and you see the hint right here, and if you know, then you know. I love it. But I'm not gonna spoil things because that's rude. Here it is. There's Snow White with the Red Hair Volume 11. I knew they were both gonna be in this package. I'm so excited. And Incurable Case of Love Volume 6, which I've been dying to pick up, so I'm so glad it's here. I'm so glad it's in good condition. We only have one more volume after this, and that's coming out relatively soon, so. And then I've got Mermaid Saga Volume 2. So exciting. All right, we've got two more. Almost got everything. And then I've got Komi Can't Communicate Volume 11. And then Daytime Shooting Star Volume 10, which I believe I already bought. I did, because I put this in a corner. So I am curating a mystery box of manga and of books, so that when I hit 5K on this channel, I will be doing a mystery box giveaway of some of my favorites that I either have duplicates of or a series that I liked, but I'm not going to revisit, so yes. There's going to be a mystery box curated, so stay tuned for that. But again, thank you to my friends at Viz Media. Now that we've quickly gone through everything, let's get a little more specific as to what these things are about. So let's start with Love Me, Love Me Not. Love Me, Love Me Not is a series in which we're following 4 teens. 2 are related via their step-siblings, and it's about the romantic relationships that they have and feelings that they have. It's glorious. I love this so very much. Daytime Shooting Star is about a high schooler who moves to Japan, like to Tokyo, from a rural part of Japan, when her parents go on a business trip together, and like he's going to be stationed there for a while, and the mom decides to stay with him. So she's staying with her uncle, and it's about her classmates and a boy named Mamura who never really interacts with girls, but he starts to interact with Suzume and then the teacher of their class in that first year. And yes, it's a love triangle. Yes, yes. I have feelings and thoughts. If you want them, you can check it out on my blog, on my Goodreads, other places on this channel. And then Komi Can't Communicate is about a girl named Komi who has social anxiety, essentially, and she can't really talk with her classmates. And on the first day in a new class, she meets a young man named Tadano. Tadano starts talking to her, And she doesn't respond back initially, but she starts to write on a chalkboard and respond to him, and he responds to her that way, and they start to talk, and it's really cute. I love it. And then Mermaid Saga is like horror mermaids. It's really awesome. I need to pick up the first volume, so I'm very excited. And then I've got An Incurable Case of Love, Volume 6. Absolutely love this series. This is about a young woman named Nanase, and Nanase was impressed by the young Dr. Tendo after he rescued someone in front of her. I can't remember if it's her grandma or just an elderly woman on the street. I never remember that detail. I need to revisit the whole series, obviously. And so she strives to be a nurse to work at the same hospital as Dr. Tendo. But when she starts to interact with Dr. Tendo again, he doesn't remember her. He's a curmudgeon-y man. So it's about her winning him over in their romantic relationship, and it's cute. And then we've got Snow White with the red hair. So in Snow White with the red hair, we have Shirayuki, the redhead here on the front. Shirayuki is from the kingdom of Tanbarun, and the prince wants her for her red hair. So instead of going to the prince, she cuts off her hair and leaves it for him and flees into the neighboring kingdom of Clariness, where she meets the second prince, or the spare, as some people would say in the romance community, Zen. And she doesn't know it's a prince initially, and they interact. It's really fun, and I love this series so much. If you like fantasy romances, try this one out. And then we've got Haikyuu, my obsession. This is about the Kurasano boys volleyball team, and particularly about two first-year players named Shoyo Hinata and Tobio Kageyama. These two faced off in junior high against one another. Hinata didn't have a team. He never really had a team. He just kind of recruited a bunch of people to play with him so he could go to this tournament, where Kageyama was on a very elite team. And so they kind of butt heads, and it's about their friendship and about the team for a year. And then there's a big time skip, and we see them again as adults. So again, if you know, you know. And then we've got Yona of the Dawn, which y'all know I love and don't shut up about. Yona of the Dawn is about Yona, who is the princess in the kingdom, and on her 16th birthday, the love of her life, or so she thinks, runs her father through with a sword and takes over the kingdom, essentially. So since she's on the run with the captain of the guard, Hawk, and they go to recruit the 4 dragon warriors who are supposed to respond to the Crimson Dragon King. And things go from there. This is political, fantasy, romance at its peak, and I love it. And then we have Shortcake Cake, finally. I keep trying to say Shortcake Cake. Shortcake Cake is a boarding house-style shoujo series in which we're following a girl named Ten, who was originally commuting like 2 or 2.5 hours to school there, and then the same amount of time back every day. So she was spending like 5 hours on a bus. And her friend convinces her to move into this boarding house near the school, and it's about the people of the boarding house and how she has feelings for a boy named Riku. And he's kind of a player. He keeps people at arm's length, doesn't really get close to anybody, and he has a very interesting family dynamic. And it's so good. I love this. I don't want to say any more because I'll spoil too much of it. And then we have Takane and Hana, which is an age gap shoujo in which we're following Takane, who is a very immature late 20s man who got set up on a arranged marriage meeting with who he thought was Hana's older sister, who's in her early 20s, but instead, because that sister didn't want to go, it ended up being Hana. There's a confrontation when they first meet where she basically puts Takane in his place. He likes that, and he decides to pursue her, and like he had no idea that she was as young as she was. So it's about their budding relationship. Years of time have passed within the series at this point. I think there's 2 more volumes of this one, and it's kind of coming to a conclusion. Her family's aware of Takane and his intentions. His family is not, but I think they will be here soon. And then last but not least is Beastars. Beastars is like a darker version of like a Zootopia, in which we have a world where carnivores and herbivores are trying to live peaceably, but there are still racist segregations, you could say, not only just carnivore and herbivore, but within the carnivores and the herbivores, some are treated differently and respected differently. And it is really a fun series. There's a murder mystery that ties into all of this, and it also has like world political things pulled into it. It's really, really interesting. It does primarily center around Cherryton Academy, which is the high school in which most of our characters attend, but we do tap into like the seedy underbelly of everything going on, and it's so good. Like, it took me really till like volume 6 before I was like, yes, I love what's happening here. It kind of takes an arc and goes slightly weird for a minute, but then it rebounded right back for me. So get through that tough part, which is like volume 4 and 5. Once you read volume 6, like that's where I was sold on the series forever. There's going to be 21 or 22 volumes total of this one. So we're almost to the halfway point here, but it's so good. I highly recommend. So friends, those are my goodies from Viz. I am so spoiled. Thank you again to Viz Media for sending me these amazing titles. I am so blessed. I am so grateful, and it's amazing. Thank you again, and I will see you guys in the next one.